looks fine here, but when I go like that, I don't know. I'll figure out something. It might be something to do with the brightness, but we'll just have to wait and see. Don't mind me mulling over words and being confused about what the heck this is. I am just commenting about the fact that I'm putting the camera in a new angle, which I think might be advantageous. But I'll have to just see in the editing department. Yes, hello everyone, Liam Catterson here. This is Attack on Titan. We're on episode number 14, and we are starting a brand new arc after spending 9 episodes with the Battle of Trust, with Night Before the Counter-Offensive. So, obviously Eren made his claims about taking back Wall Maria, yeah? He made his words known about that in front of Erwin and Levi, who went to visit him because, I mean, it's understandable why he's a bit locked up at the minute after the whole shenanigans that was with, oh, we can't trust Eren, Eren's a Titan, so we have to keep a bit of an eye on him, and I'm expecting, despite the fact that he was successful in sealing up the hole in the last episodes, there's still going to be a lot of people who are just not going to buy the fact that this is our hope, whereas there are some people like Erwin and Levi who is ready to give him a bit of a chance, although they're going to keep an eye on him, which is understandable, especially after he lashed out at Mikasa. Like, it's still in that unpredictable region, isn't it, about do we trust Eren or whatnot, but they've given Eren the opportunity to join the scouts, so elevating from the cadets to the scouts, I believe, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, he's still a bit locked up at the minute, and I don't think they can break it. Well, I mean, it would look a bit bad for both Erwin and Levi if it was, but then again, Levi's a badass and you should make a pass for that. Levi is just slowly elevating to one of my favorites, just with his character and demeanor. It's just really attractive, but he's still in a bit of a pickle. Is Erwin, I can't even differentiate Erwin and Eren now, but Eren is still in a bit of a pickle. But like I said, he's been given this opportunity rather than to rot. He could join the scouts, so that should be all well and good. But yeah, I'm not expecting this arc to be as long as the Battle of Trust, because it says Night Before the Counter-Offensive, so unless this is the long night, like Game of Thrones, since this is basically the Game of Thrones of anime, then I don't think that this is going to be a long arc, so yeah. But with that said, let's get into episode number 14 of Attack on Titan. Let's go. See, ask and you shall receive. Yay. I like the previous intro, thank you very much! Gotta say, the intro looks visually pleasing. It looks really stellar. Music's very interesting as well, so yeah. At least they gave him bread. So they're a bit skeptical. Okay, this is interesting, seeing the societal impact. And they're like, holy shit. No, dude, don't. Leave Erwin and Levi alone. They're awesome. And weed's okay. Oh, shh. So he's the big cheese. Oh boy, here we go. The pros and cons of Eren being a Titan. This is gonna be juicy. Oh, come on, dude. Really? You're a good monster. That's what we'll take.
私は調査兵団で分隊長をやっている
Hanji Zoe. Okay.
彼は同じく分
Hanji
隊
the
長の
obsessed, the Titan obsessed guy. What's he doing?
彼はそうやって初対面の人の匂いを嗅いでは
Okay.
癖がある。まあ多分深い意味はないと思うね。これでも
実です。しかし、その存在が今、内乱をめぐる波紋を呼んでもいる。
Well, that's true, but so will his
できる限りの情
execution.
報を残してもらった後に、我
Surely.
々人類の英霊となっていただきます。
そんな必要はない。奴は神の英知である壁を欺き侵入。
あれはウォール教の。
ウォーレス。
誰も相手にしてなかったのに偉くなったもんだ。
Oh, okay.
調査兵団はエレンを正式な団員として迎え入れ、巨人の力を利用してウォールマリアを奪還します。以上です。
Go on, Eren. Yes. Erwin. So gonna be confusing.
はい。
But Preacher
彼の
Erwin.
力を借りればウォールマリアは奪還できます。何を優先するべきかは明白だと思われますが。
Yeah.
そうか。
けど、そこさえ頑丈にすればこれ以上攻められることはない。
黙れ。紹介の犬どもめ。
Yeah, he's getting told there.
俺たちはまたウォールマリアに戻れる。
これ以上
There we go. This is the civil war we're talking about.
られないんだよ。
よく喋るな豚野郎。扉を埋め固めてる間、巨人が待ってくれる保証がどこにある。てめえらの言う我々ってのは。
Go on, Levi.
指示と権力だけは持ってるからな。タチが悪い。
不敬だぞ。司祭様は黙ってもらおう。何？
He doesn't have a hammer, like
静粛に。
order.
私です。
君か。巨人化したイエーガーが襲いかかったのは事実か。
She's gonna have to admit to the truth, isn't she?
ごまかさずに答えないとエレンのためにならないぞ。
No, it's not gonna help you out either.
はい、事実です。とアルミンを榴弾から守ってくれました。
Yep, he did.
これらの事実も
Because of humans.
お待ちください。今の証言には
Shit.
かなり個人的感情が含まれていると思われます。
Dude, come on.
幼い頃に両親を亡くし、イエーガー
It's
の家
easy
に
to see
人々という
bias,
事情
but
があります。
you know, accusations when you've got no proof. It's, yeah.
そうだ。念のために解剖でもした方が。待ってください。
This is what we're talking about. You're just jumping the gun without any proof whatsoever. As for her.
しかしそちらも自分たちに
Exactly. Say the... Spill the tea, Eren.
なんで思ってること全部力を持ってる人が戦わなくてどうするんですか。生きるために戦うのが怖いって言うなら
Holy shit, Eren.
この腰抜けどもめ。何いいからだって全部俺に投資しろ。
Oh shit! Oh shit! He literally knocked his tooth. Holy shit, Levi! Is this some kind of proof or something? Okay, I think Eren is dead.
なんだ。
危険だ。恨みを買ってそいつが巨人化したらどうする？
I think he's trying to prove a point.
何言ってる。お前らこいつを解剖するんだろ。
Oh, that's sass.
時間がないことになる。
結論は出た。
I doubt the military are going to be happy with that, but fuck
ま
them.
ったくひどいね、本当に。痛いだろ？
少し。
で、どんな風に痛い？
Oh god, she says that with such... I don't know with her. I don't. It's going back, hasn't it? Like his arm and leg.
もう歯が生えてる。
There we go. I had a feeling. I wasn't so sure because I wasn't so sure because I don't know. Teeth do well. They can grow back for children and whatnot, and he's still technically a child, so I'm not so sure if he would. Actually, I don't think he'd have any baby teeth with him, but still, I wasn't sure if they were like really, really vital limbs. Like teeth are very, very vital, but I think arms and legs are more important than the teeth. Of course, we can still do things like without teeth, like. Well, we can get fake teeth, for example, if we've lost all our teeth, for example, but like it's really, really difficult to handle objects without an arm, or to walk without a leg. You'd have to get it amputated and whatnot. So yeah, but thus there's more control with your teeth. So yeah, I wasn't sure if there was if the regeneration process relied severely on limbs that were important, but here we go. But yeah, that was a tense trial session, I gotta say. Really liked how it was pretty much a recap, I guess you could say, of these past episodes, but without whilst still making it a story, I guess, an important story, or one that is very, very vital to the current story. So they are recapping, but they're also adding stuff on as well. Like they are also adding that tension. They are also they are sticking to the main story and progressing it. So yeah, they're going two different ways. They're going back and they're going forwards at the same time. So that's really, really good stuff. Because they were replaying the events of the last episode, where Eren wanted to join the Survey Corps, finally gets that acceptance after a very, very tense trial, but also going back to all of Eren's activity, not just Eren's activities as a Titan, but also going back to episode 6 when we saw that flashback of how Mikasa first encountered Eren. So yeah, but it was very, very spicy because you had two different sides going on. You had this talk about, well, if Eren stays alive, it's going to cause a civil war, I guess, amongst humanity. But I was just thinking, well, surely killing him was not going to be any different, really, because like, for example, you saw the civilians back in that, like, when we were glancing at the societal impact about Eren being a Titan, you saw both sides have different opinions, where Wall Sinner was, like, not so certain if this was true and were more convinced it was a load of poppycock, because they were like, it sounds like a rumor. And then you had the people in Walrose who were in the eye of the storm, I guess. They were praising him as some kind of savior. So yeah, if the and I do have a feeling, though, like if the opposite did happen, and if Eren did get executed, it would cause riots. Like you're talking about the military police, so so your officials against the public. You do have those kind of riots in the real world, where people think things do not go, things are very unjust, and you have the civilians attack the police, for example, and it with the riots and whatnot. So it's like it is very, very testing times, and I can guarantee that would happen if Eren was executed. So this talk about keeping Eren alive will cause some kind of will cause some kind of civil war. It's basically no different to executing him, because I guarantee that some people will think that the military police are the military district, they are absolute incompetent assholes, because they've just killed our best chance at quelling the Titan situation that we have at the minute. So yeah, I mean, that's what I would probably be thinking if I was in that world. Like, this guy has just helped humanity attain their first victory, and you've executed him. You have to be the most redundant, stupidest assholes on the planet to chuck away our biggest weapon, to basically chuck a loaded rocket launcher or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying here, but like, basically swap a rocket launcher for a pistol, basically. Toss that rocket launcher in the ocean, never to be brought back again, or a volcano, or whatever. And yeah, good luck, basically, is the message to that. Good luck in your future endeavors, in everything, because you're not going to get far without Titan Eren, or you're not going to get far with a pistol compared to a rocket launcher. Same here. You're not going to get far with you guys, basically. I mean, as talented as they are, you gotta you can't sugarcoat the fact that Eren helping putting that boulder in that hole was down to the strength of the Titan. Because unless there's someone in, I don't know, the scouts or yeah, if there's anyone with super strength, then they should have came around sooner. But having Eren as a Titan was a huge push to humanity attaining their first victory, and they did. So yeah, otherwise humanity would still be stuck at the bottom of the barrel, conjuring up more plans, and yeah, like as Levi stated, he's capable. We've seen him capable of taking down Titans, so he's going to maintain the fact that he can still be humanity's best option, and if he acts out, he'll have no problems executing him. So I think it's a good compromise. And that's the thing, like, it all goes back to, I think Armin said it about the captain when they were, I think it was in episode 10, yeah, when both, all three of them, Mikasa, Armin, and Eren, were under fire by the captain. People rely too much on fear, and we saw a lot of that. But we did see the appraisal of the fact that we have Titan Eren as well. But there's still some people, even after our first victory, humanity's first victory, that are hell-bent that Eren as a Titan is a burden and he should be dealt with as soon as possible. So yeah, not that I can blame them in a sense, because I mean, there's still room for concern, but the viewer in me wants to defend Eren with all my heart, and wants to see Eren just be a burden to those Titans even further. So yeah, I'm obviously going to be rooting for Eren, Levi, and co. So yeah, but yeah, it makes sense why there might be still fear, because I think, like, with something controversial that is like, the negatives are still going to be vocal, I guess, whenever something controversial comes up. Like, even if that controversial factor is proven to be advantageous or whatever, like, I'm just trying to think to popular media, but like, anything controversial that is brought up in social media, in the public, and it's proved, I guess, Brexit, like, that's a good term. There might be some sides that think, well, remaining here is a good option, but like, and even if that's proven, you'll have people who are on the leave section. I'm not even going to get into politics, so don't even get started in the comments, because yeah, but even if, like, say for example, it's guaranteed that remain is a better option than leave, there's still going to be people who are going to be like, well, so yeah. But yeah, that was a very intense episode, and like I said, it was great that we went both directions in both recapping and progressing the story. So yeah, but pretty intense episode. There was just so much to just love about this, like the squabbling with the priest and the businessman because he was acting selfish, and how he was like, you can't touch God's walls. So yeah, it was just crazy though, because you had the business guy who's so selfish. He was just wanting to protect his business, and he thought, okay, well, this is going to be advantageous for me, because if we have a stone there that can't be moved compared to a gate, then, well, this is successful for me, isn't it? So yeah, and then you had the priest guy who was like, no, God doesn't want this shit. So yeah, well, he wouldn't say that, because yeah, but no, he was adamant that those walls cannot be touched. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting how religion seemed to have has pushed itself further up the social structure in this world, because of what Eren said like 5 years ago. He had no power. Now he has a huge say in this, and I think that's based on fear. And that's the thing. I mean, this, like, seeing the social interactions from the people in this world, it's literally has been based off fear for like a number of episodes, and I think that's like the theme when it comes to, I mean, you can't really blame them because this whole situation is pretty scary, and even if we've got a victory, you can't get too complacent really. So yeah, but it is very interesting seeing how life has been impacted because of fear, religion now being further up the social structure. So yeah, but yeah, it was crazy. Like, it was crazy seeing everyone just go off. Like I said, the business guy, because like he was adamant that his competitors can dwindle in terms of business performance, and he can have some kind of stabilization. So yeah, and I liked how Levi just called him out. Like, you talk like a pig, you just want to protect your friends. So yeah, Levi is just continuing to be an absolute boss, especially beating up Eren, which, you know, it does hurt to see, but it had to be done, didn't it? Because he wanted to establish this order, like this proof that, look, I will handle Eren if he just act out, and he had some conviction to everyone else, like by beating him up and even going too far. And hey, I mean, too far might have been a bit, yeah, but point proven, I guess, at the end of the day, isn't it? But I could see he was having a trick up his sleeve, because he was basically the defendant for Eren, and he, whilst Eren did speak out, I kind of had a feeling it was this restraint, this dominant factor, especially since Eren was basically compared to a pet at this point. So he needed to, because that's the thing, you got to order some domination for your pet, otherwise they do act out, and they will start attacking civilians. So same here, he's got to establish that dominant order. And lo and behold, so yeah. But he did what he had to do to keep Eren alive, basically. And yeah, he basically made him his bitch at that point. So yeah, proving to the world, that is, okay? Because Eren can still do some pretty big damage, but Levi is not to be messed with, as we have seen. So yeah. It was risky for Eren to make his mouth go, but it needed to be said. They needed to be put in their place. And I think I really loved Eren speaking up, sticking up for Mikasa. It was so powerful, and accusing those who spoke for his execution of just conjuring theories to benefit themselves, to help them sleep better at night, and accusing them of cowardly was absolute amazing. And I think it was one of the best speeches throughout this series, because I feel like Eren being on the back foot, and not just that, but him being a bit of a child as well, puts him at this huge disadvantage against the public. And with him speaking out with against people who think they are right, it's just really great, because like, people logic is a bit clouded at the minute with fear, so people are not in the right mindset in terms of judgment, and they are authorized to create decisions that might not be strategical, that might not be right. So there needs to be some kind of voice to put them in their place, and not in a I guess in small doses, in a tone that's like, yeah, these idiots need to sit down, but they need that clarity at the end of the day, and I think that's the majority part. They need that clarity because they are relying too much on fear at this point, and They need a voice to make them rethink things, because they could make a decision and it could screw humanity up the arse because they're relying too much on fear at the end of the day. And this is the same thing. And this is the thing with Eren. You have the opportunity to take back Wall Maria, and you could waste it because fear. You're relying so much on fear. Yes, there have been side effects like Mikasa lashing out, but we haven't fully analyzed a good Titan on our side. And it's going back to episode 12 when Eren did lash out. Rico was like, mission abort, but Ian had better ideas. Ian was more had a larger amount of clarity than Rico, because he knew, even though things looked a bit dire for the humans, this was our only shot in order to protect, in order to help Trust out. So yeah, and this is the thing. People need to listen to reason. They need to release that grip on fear, because they are holding onto it so much so that it's embedding their human structure. Like, you squeeze so hard and it just integrates into you, and that's what they're doing with fear at this point. So yeah, and Eren did need to call them out. And I know he's a protagonist in this show, but it also goes back to, it also reminds me that like adults, especially parents, they think they are always right in their decision, but here we go, like, they're not always correct with their decision. And like I said, with Eren being a small child against adults with a lot more knowledge of the world, etc., they think they have more. I'm just going back to that Matilda scene where Matilda's dad, like, I'm big, you're little, I'm right, you're wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it. Of course, they were more abusive than relying so much on fear, but it's that clarity. You have to let go of that emotion, and I guess for Matilda's parents, it was like aggressive, that aggressive hold. Whereas these people are relying so much on fear, so yeah, and they have to think with a bit more clarity. So yeah, and not just that though, but I think the military police have also been accused of cowards before, which is true because they get to live cozy in the city, don't they? So they get to they get to live a more better life, don't they? So and so Eren had some proof there, because I think Eren was lashing out at Jean because Jean was initially going there, wasn't he? And there was a cowardly aspect there, and Eren's launching that same attack to the people who are potentially about to end his life. And not just that though, but shooting the Mikasa is a Titan as well card, based on fear, because there's no proof of this, and it did make you frustrated because they are just launching theories, they are launching assumptions without any proof whatsoever. So yeah, even going like, it even did irk me that they did say, how can we like entrust humanity's fate to these two when they still attacked people who might have done some shitty things, but they're still humans at the end of the day. And I was thinking, well, they had no humanity in them at the end of the day, because they were trying to prostitute Mikasa. They were trying to sell her off to perverts and whatnot. So yeah, and plus they killed Mikasa's parents, so yeah, there's that bias there. But at the end of the day, they were very, very scummy. But I guess law is the law, isn't it? Like, you can't kill a person because they did this and did that. So yeah, they have to face justice. But the fact that they did turn on the Mikasa is possibly a Titan card as well was just like the final straw with me, because they just launched assumptions, like ludicrous assumptions, like I'm talking about the tinfoil hat conspiracies basically at this point. So yeah, but it was still a very, very intense episode, because things did play out well. Eren did need to, because whilst Eren shouting out was risky and Levi needed to put him in his place, I think it still worked out well. Eren said what they needed to hear, and Levi showed that he can control Eren if he does act out. So I think those two factors, even though that Levi was punishing the first one, it needed to happen, and it worked out so well. So I really did like that. But I also, like I said, loved the social implications that happened when with Eren being a Titan, and how you had Walsinner basically reduce this to potential rumors and folktale basically, whereas the people who were there in the Eye of the Storm, like I said, were hailing him as Jesus Christ, basically. So, yeah, I really loved exploring a bit more of the world and how they, and not just how, like the military police or the scouts see Eren. We're seeing people who, are living day-to-day jobs, being mothers, being tradesmen, all that jazz, yeah, who are not part of the military, who are not the scouts, all that, yeah. It was great to see how they reacted to this whole situation, because we basically only saw them as well, so far we haven't had too much development. I feel they've just been Titan food, but this gives them a bit more life. So yeah, but this was a really solid episode of Attack on Titan. And now things should be all rosy since Eren has gotten that pardon to join the Scouts. It should be very fun. So yeah, that was a really good episode. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. I will see you guys next time. Toodles!